Welcome back to the world's first, the world's best, the APP Tour at the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open. Gold medals to give away in men's doubles. The seeding playing out to form the top two seeds going head-to-head. Will Howells, Jack Munro, the #1 seed, taking on the 2 seed of Eric Lange and Max Manthou. But even as a 2 seed, Manthou, Lange, incredibly dangerous. They took 3 of the last 4 golds in men's doubles to close out the 2024 season.
Yeah, Lange and Manthou looking very impressive. Again, the familiar duo has been on cruise control throughout the draw so far.
This is how our teams got to the gold medal match. It was Howells and Munro taking down Schenk and Powell in the semifinals. There's a look at Eric Lange.
And again, we talk about them on cruise control throughout the draw. They just continue to apply pressure on a consistent basis, and no one's really seemed to figure out both of them. What you get out of them is a lot of third shot drives from Max Manthou and a lot of crashing on that front foot by Eric Lange with that big backhand. But then look for Eric Lange to get big at the kitchen line when they do get neutralized, to reach in and take those balls out of the air.
Yeah, and then on the flip side with Munro and Howells, you want to talk about a well-rounded pair. Munro and Howells not only have the ability to create opportunities with aggressive play and speed ups, but if you try to test their hands, 2 of the guys that have the fastest hands on tour, see right there with Will Howells not lacking any power on the overhand, and watch out for that backhand flick. But you have to play clean against Howells and Munro. They're not going to give you too many opportunities or free points. So it's going to be interesting to see how the wind plays into the errors in this one.
Welcome back to Championship Court. Men's doubles gold medal match. The top seed, Jack Munro, Will Howells. Munro on your left on your screen. Howells on the right in the bright pink sneakers, taking on the pair in purple, Eric Lange on the left, Max Manthou on the right. Lange and Manthou, the more established duo of the two. They played together for the majority of the 2024 season, capturing their first gold in men's doubles in Newport in July. That was against Howells and his then partner, Patrick Kavka. Guys, what should we expect to see in this matchup? There's a lot of power to be had.
Well, Manthou and Lange are playing into the wind, so look for Manthou to really come out, be aggressive here. Does like to speed up a lot of balls.
Oh, stop! Just right off the bat, all the firepower you can ask for. Manthou, a little frack there on the forehand. Ernie Howells able to dig that out.
Well, that's the defense of Howells and Munro right there as well. You have to be absolutely perfect to get something by them. And that ball right there from Lange was pretty good, as Munro trying to crash, get up to that kitchen line.
Big drive there from Manthou as he and Lange get on the board.
It was almost like a half hybrid drop drive right there as he catches Howells and Munro coming out of the uncoil.
Manthou stepping up for the winner.
I like that little cut drop from Manthou on his 7th shot there. You see, Manthou's not trying to rush up and kind of run himself into a bad hobby. He's patient, gets that ball down, steps up, and then is aggressive from there.
Howells all over that, puts it at the feet of the big man.
Well, right there, Will Howells again answering pace with pace from Eric Lange and Max Manthou.
Certainly no lack of pace on this court right now. Good read from Manthou as they get up to a 3-1 lead.
The youngster, Jack Munro, is probably the most patient player on court of all 4 of these gentlemen.
Ooh.
Good spot from Howells, caught Lange creeping.
Yeah, Lange just got a little wrong-footed there. Wasn't able to change direction.
It's so difficult to get something past Lange because of his wingspan at the kitchen.
Well, he's got like a 36-foot wingspan, it seems
when you're
like at
6'4", you take
only
up
20 feet wide, so it's a big wingspan.
Hey, nobody said we were mathing right now.
Oh, you know that I don't math.
I know.
Howells in the transition zone, second server.
Yeah, and a good fourth there from Max Manthou. He's aggressive on the fourth, gets on top of it, hits that ball down hard.
Another good spot from Manthou. Quick side out as they still lead by 2 here early on in game number 1.
Munro's been caught a couple of times in that transition, still moving. Difficult, that ball getting right to the feet.
Jack Munro really had a coming out season last year in 2024. Had a lot of success in New York back in May. Played a lot of gold medal matches in mixed as well alongside Megan Fudge. Manthou going for the speed up, but catches the tape.
Well, he does like that speed up, but again, that's a little low. That's off his shoe top right there. If it does go up and over, I think both Howells and Munro are going to let that ball go out.
That's a good ball there from Munro. Little dead dink there from Manthou, and Munro really aggressive on that roll. Typically, we see a lot of the times you get a slow ball. A lot of players want to go back slow. Amateurs, that is.
Just clips the line from Howells.
Oh, just here, hit my paddle, Eric, because I got it in the right position.
Yeah,
Watch
but look
this.
at how fast the hands are. He's sitting dead forehand. Lange with the quick flick to that left hip.
Ball didn't come up as much as Howells anticipated.
And trying to rip that third shot drive from behind the baseline.
2, 3, 2.
Ooh, miscommunication.
In the middle.
Again, they're both laughing at each other right there, but that's the one we want them to step in and rip, because inside that baseline right there.
Fantastic crowd here at the Fort for this gold medal men's doubles match here at the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open. The Fort, the brand new home of the Association of Pickleball Players. This fantastic championship court today as Howells catches the net. Another point for Manthou and Lange.
Well, good ball from Lange going backside on Will Howells right there as Howells pinching middle just enough that he can't get a good paddle on that ball to his backhand.
Oh, how good was that roll from Munro?
If he hit that any harder, I mean, doesn't have enough bite there. He hit that at the perfect speed. It came off the paddle, looked like it was going out.
You can't dot the baseline any better than that.
A good patience there from Munro. You saw he thought about the speed up for a split second. Chose to just roll that ball back down. It was low enough below the net cord. Manthou trying to be aggressive, but comes out flat.
Early going here in game number 1 of this men's doubles gold medal match. The top seeds trailing 2-4-1. Lange getting a little love off the net cord, falls just inside the line.
Shocked that ball doesn't go out. But again, wind
Into
holds
the
it
wind.
up just enough. And this ball clips the tape and then drops right inside the baseline.
You see that one sat up? Manthou pulls it just wide.
And that's what Munro relies on right there. His counters, they're not big, but the ball jumps back on you quick. And he gets that just tight enough to the body that Manthou has to pull across.
Got him. How about the hands, though?
That ball sat up, and Eric Lange's like, what am I going to do with this? Almost smiling.
He was super nice right there.
Yeah.
But how many times do we see players miss those balls because they have too much time?
Yes.
Or try and do too much.
Or try to overhit it. And we have seen Lange over the years.
We'll step away as well. 4-3 here in our first game.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
"16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the RP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
First, go to utrsports.net and select Join. After entering your email, password, and information about yourself, you will be asked your preference of pickleball or tennis content, or both. Next, you will be asked a few questions about your pickleball experience, the amount you play, your experience level, and your USA Pickleball rating to determine an estimated UTRP rating. You will then be given an estimated UTRP pickleball rating, and that is only the beginning. Find and play both recreationally and competitively near you. Sign up today at utrsports.net. The two-seed Eric Lange and Max Manthou, the guys from the Pacific Northwest in purple, the third and fourth ranked doubles players on tour, 3 gold medals out of the last 4 tournaments last year. They're holding on to a 4-3 lead coming out of the timeout, make it 5-3.
And that's typically the move we see from Lange and Manthou. Manthou is going to drive. Lange will crash, get big there in the middle. Perfect execution. Lange doesn't try to do too much.
Munro clipping the tape on the speed up.
And that's what Howells and Munro can't get caught up in, is playing that fast game when it's not the right time.
Lange sends it long, second serve on the way.
Yeah, good ball there from Howells going side on Eric Lange. Lange sitting a little bit more toward the forehand in the middle.
6-3-2.
Oh.
Manthou not able to get on top. He's crossed up by the wind.
Well, we're seeing a bunch of mishits right now. I haven't seen Munro have this many mishits in a match before. And the wind is really blowing this ball around. Even though up at the kitchen line they're only 14 feet apart, it's just showing how strong these wind gusts are and that it's moving in such a short distance.
83 degrees. Steady wind of 16 miles an hour out of the southwest, gusting now up to 27 miles an hour here in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, almost picks it up.
Little half speed on the backhand flick.
Well, that's an excellent ball there from Lange. If he goes any harder, Howells probably picks that up and resets it. But he goes heavy spin, kind of throws off the timing of Howells.
Ooh, a little miscommunication, fighting in the middle right there. I'd like to see Max Manthou just finish that because he initiated it. But again, I understand Eric Lange trying to step in right there and flip that with his backhand.
4-6-2. Lange pushes it just long as Howells and Munro back within one.
Well, Lange doesn't roll that one as hard as he has been. You saw it kind of float off the paddle. Tried to bite, but wasn't able to drop it in.
I think it went off the edge guard of Eric Lange. He was trying to get the paddle down and not touch that because that ball's coming off hot.
Just grazed it. Didn't even make a sound.
No.
6-all.
6-6-2.
Oh, Howells just got too big on the overhead.
Yeah, excellent hands from Munro there in the middle of the point. Gets the pop up. Howells trying to hit down on it. It just breaks the wrist a little too much.
Howells and Munro able to pull game one level at 6-all.
Ooh, double bounce on top of the net. You know, if you notice right now, Lange and Manthou aren't giving Will Howells any balls to the backhand side. He has that dangerous backhand flick, predominantly going at Munro or keeping that ball middle.
And Manthou misses the serve, so a quick side out as Howells and Munro able to get back.
Well, you hit on it, Chad, as they're executing their game plan, not giving Howells any opportunities to attack with that backhand.
6-1.
Howells caught just a bit behind, pushes them on to second server.
Yeah, Lange using that big reach again, just a flick of the wrist. Very strong in the forearm and wrist there to create that much power from such a short swing.
Munro beats Manthou as the top seeds take their first lead of the match.
Well, it's Jack Munro expecting the ball to come back. If he expects this ball, first ball, to speed up to be a winner, he's not ready. He speeds up the first ball. He's ready for the next to come back. He's all over it. That's just great preparation after the first speed up.
Manthou trying to get out of the way, instead clips the ball. Another point for Howells and Munro.
Well, and a textbook counter there from Munro again, short and compact. Like I talked about, he doesn't put a lot on those counters, but because he takes them so early and he gets to it so quickly, that ball is back on Manthou before he can reload.
Timeout on the court taken by Lange and Manthou as they have seen Howells and Munro come back to take an 8-6 lead here in game number one.
In 2024, Eric Lange, next Manthou, 3 golds together on the APP Tour. But it's the #1 seedless fresh pairing of Will Howells and Jack Munro.
A reminder to check out pickleballsuperstore.com via the QR code on the screen to get your instant discount. Howells and Munro leading here in game number one, 8-6. Lange and Manthou taking a timeout. What has been the biggest difference here over the later stages of game number one?
Jack Munro has been the difference for me in the last 3 to 4 points. He's on top of everything. When he's speeding up, he's ready for the next ball coming back at him, or he's ready for the Max Manthou speed up straight at him and the counter immediately. So it's been Jack Munro that's got him this lead back.
Big drive off the backhand side, sails long from Howells.
A good timeout, immediately getting that side out and back on serve here.
Those hands.
Yeah, good hands from Lange and Manthou right there. Munro thought he could slide it down the line past Manthou, but he gets a good paddle on it.
And Munro slid to the middle nicely after his speed up to get in a good position, but Lange and Manthou again all over it.
After the Ernie attempt clipped the tape, it was a good job by Howells and Munro to get back on defense.
And what Munro did right there perfectly too was that as he gets that ball in his forehand, he rolls this back. Ready? As he comes back in the middle here, rolls that back cross, and it's at that left hip of Max Manthou.
Got him.
Oh, right in the shoulder. We're tied at 8.
Yeah, Munro just not able to get out of the way of that one. But going back to a big thing that Manthou did in that point right there is off of the Howells overhead, he drives it back. It's so difficult to try to reset that overhead. If you had to try to just reset it, chances are it pops up.
Wow, that's a tough leave right there from Munro, especially at 8-8.
Did not miss by much.
Lange's still staring at that line going, how did I miss that?
28-mile-an-hour wind gust.
Yeah.
Blew it 3 inches.
Yeah.
Wind picking up again here on championship court. Howells finding the open court.
Excellent defense there from Howells. Both of those balls needed to be put away there. As Howells making them pay.
Right at the feet, Howells and Munro with a game point.
That's just too good there from Will Howells again. Short and sweet with that backhand, punching that ball, getting it down at the 6'5" Eric Lange's feet, making it very tough.
Long way to go. Oh, tough way to end the first game. Lange and Manthou had their opportunities, but the top seeds prevail. Howells Munro take the first, 11-8.
Looking for ways to keep active and mobile? Try Penetrex. Penetrex is different than other products with no greasiness, irritation, or unpleasant odors. Made with unique ingredients, it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Penetrex, the #1 online rated joint and muscle cream.
To be clear, Fulfill is a protein bar, not a candy bar. Don't let its creamy, chocolatey goodness confuse you, or the fact that you hide them from anyone with a sweet tooth.
You saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
Fulfill. We swear it's a protein bar.
Our AARP match spotlight this week was the Women's Doubles Champions Division gold medal match. Anna Shirley and Beth Bellamy prevailing.
Yeah, Anna Shirley, Beth Bellamy. So great to see Beth Bellamy back here on tour. One of the greatest out there on the women's side of things. And her and Anna Shirley, they're going to be tough to beat this year. So good luck out there.
I mean, you know, you look at the champions men's singles, Marcelo Jardim winning his seems to be 13th gold medal of 2024 and 2025 might etch in there. And then Jennifer Dawson in women's singles, you're going to see her a lot out there too.
Game 1. Will Howells and Jack Munro, the top seeds, taking game 1 11-8 over Eric Lange and Max Manthou, the 2 seeds. Lange and Manthou, there's a look at Will Howells, who was really the difference maker down the stretch as Lange and Manthou switched up how they played game number 1.
Chad and I were both befuddled in the timeout.
Hold on, break out the thesaurus today.
We were, because we were like, why did they end up going that much to Will Howells at the end, and that put them in a big deficit right there. And they were having more success playing more to Jack Munro, not taking anything from Jack Munro, but they weren't getting the aggressiveness from him. So I think right now, if they're in their corner, hey, we got to get the ball back to Munro. Get into our kind of rhythm and our points and our point structure here to get out to a lead here in game 2.
I think all you did was befuddle Chad with your use of befuddle.
Well, both of you today have like thrown out the big words. I'm just surprised more from Dorian. I'm used to you with the big words.
Lange and Manthou on the board first here in game number 2. Lange going for the big drive, but couldn't quite get the shape.
Yeah, tries to rush it a little bit. You see him just whip that across the body. A little smirk on his face after he missed it.
Good placement there from Manthou right at Munro's feet.
I like that play where they return to Howells, keep him back, and then isolate him again going back at Munro.
That was a dirty third shot drop from Will Howells on his back foot, all the way behind the baseline into the wind. But again, Munro stayed back. I want to see Munro crash a little bit on that.
Goes back behind Lange. Does Howells pushes he and Manthou onto second serve.
1-0-2.
That's a good speed up there from Munro. Gets that dead dink in front of him, is aggressive with the roll. It's all about the acceleration and how much spin he can generate there to get that ball to dip. Creates the ball popping up and going deep.
Oh, Lange got a paddle on it, but too much power from Howells.
As soon as that ball popped up, Dom and I are over here getting ready for it. We're elevated this week, so we're not going to get any of those balls into the booth, but you know for sure that that ball is not going to be hit lightly from Will Howells.
Wow.
Just pushed it wide again, and Lange staring down the sideline.
That third and fifth again from Will Howells.
So
off his
good.
back foot. So good dropping that in.
Lange, the most decorated male player on tour last year, captured 12 medals in 2024, 4 golds, 6 silvers, and a pair of bronze.
Howells surprised by that ball coming right through his chest right there. But Munro's reset with the right hand down the line just pops up a little too much.
That's a good spot.
That was pretty.
Well, Manthou holds in. You see where his body's lined up. He makes it look like he's going down the line. Everybody knows he's going to be aggressive there, and Howells kind of digs in on the backhand side. Manthou gets outside it, hooks that ball back through the middle.
Manthou back on serve, trailing 1-1. Crashing hard. Howells can't make the point.
Well, again, right there, it's through Munro, right? It's not through the counter of Will Howells. It's through the counter of Jack Munro right there on the drive from Manthou.
Oh, another hard crash, but that's when Manthou plays his best.
Well, you think he was sitting on that speed up?
Just a bit.
He was dialed in on that. And again, Howells doesn't hide it either. So all Manthou had to do was crash hard, and he's looking for that spot, and he guessed right. Ball's put away.
And the benefit is a 3-2 lead.
Oh, hesitation. That ball kind of altered a little bit by the wind as well.
3-2-2.
Munro catching Lange, moving through the transition zone to earn the side out.
Well, there's a good return right there going to Lange. I'd rather, if I'm Howells and Munro, go to Lange, let Lange hit the third, right? If he hits a good drive, okay, so be it. But again, he's not as consistent as Manthou is.
Munro getting two on top of that ball, drove it straight into the net.
Yeah, Munro wants that ball back. It was an excellent ball catching Manthou coming out of the stack.
How about the touch there on that dink from Manthou in the middle of that point?
Yeah, and again, resetting, getting back in it, and then again right there, just lack of footwork from Munro. He jammed himself up, doesn't move that left foot back to clear some space.
Wide as the lead grows to 2, and what it has been a war of attrition in both games. Neither side is led by more than 3 at any point.
Manthou jams himself up there, tries to pancake it.
That should be a gimme for him right there, especially on the move.
4-2-2.
That's a little too soft there from Howells.
Tom's calling for the timeout right now. Absolutely. Now would be a good timeout for the timeout. A good time for the timeout. Yeah. Holy cow.
Oh, he got him.
Oh, he just go right into the body there.
That'll change momentum quickly. Good spot there from Will Howells as Lange's leaning.
Oh, got him off the paddle. It looked like he got the body.
Yeah.
That's twice now that Howells has barely skimmed the edge guard off of Eric Lange.
2-5-1.
2-5-1. Howells saying to himself, get it over.
2-5-2.
Easier said than done in these gusty conditions here on Championship Court. Little miss hit and then pushed wide.
I like that aggressiveness there from Munro. He's just got to not flirt with sideline right there. Just go back down the middle or go at the feet of Max Manthou.
Should he not flirt with the sideline due to the conditions or just the difficulty of the shot?
I think both, right? In general, you got the wind howling, and then again, the difficulty of that, trying to keep that in.
Manthou and Lange being the aggressors here in game number 2.
Well, and that's dangerous right there because you have Eric Lange hitting a good drive, and now you got Max Manthou crashing, which is trouble.
Timeout on the court as Lange and Manthou have opened up a 4-point lead here in game number 2. We'll step away. Still plenty more ahead here on Championship Court.
This is why we drink. We drink for tonight, finally in town on the same weekend. Inside jokes, the great outdoors, karaoke till dawn, another cold one and a second slice. We drink for tomorrow, for the 7 a.m. 5K and the tailgate that follows, for the personal best that's about to be bested. Kick flips and polar dips, drop shots, cheap shots, shoot your shot. We drink for the moment, shaky hands, steady beat, a blank canvas, trying to be something. Drink for yourself. No alcohol, no hangover, no empty calories, not a moment wasted. Partake brews the liquid. You bring the courage. Today is for the taking, and we make it happen.
Will Howells and Jack Munro ended game one on a 5-2 run to take it 11-8. They were in control coming into game number two. What have you liked about the way that Howells and Munro have come out in this match?
Well, you know, Manthou and Lange came out hot in game one. And then Howells and Munro kind of settled in. Munro able to really look at those counters, get the ball down. And then for some reason they decided to test Will Howells down the stretch of game one.
Script somewhat flipped here in game number two. Manthou and Lange out to the 6-2 lead. Trying to force a decisive game number three. Good lob from Lange.
Goodness, how does this stay in?
Oh, Manthou got what he wanted and put it in the net.
Such a good setup there from Manthou, too. Again, watch this beautiful flick, but then again, takes too big of a swing right there. He brought that paddle back behind his body instead of just staying out front and flipping that.
Munro scoots it through the middle to earn the side out, and this has similar themes to game number one. Lange and Manthou had the late 3-point lead. Could it close it out? What is different here so far in game two, Doug?
Well, again, it's been, you know, Lange and Manthou have been doing a good job of getting that ball to Munro a little more. But now all of a sudden you're seeing that Will Howells is going to get more involved here. And once he gets involved, that was the problem for Lange and Manthou, was Howells getting too much involved in game number one.
Back-to-back points. Howells and Munro within two.
When Munro tried that speed up a couple of times in game one, but Manthou able to get a decent counter on it. This time, Munro ready for it, and it was an excellent 1-2 combination.
Lange and Manthou not wasting any time after back-to-back points from Munro and Howells, taking a timeout, trying to stem the tide. And this has been a back-and-forth affair. We've seen a couple of self-inflicted errors. We've seen the conditions come into play at times. What is ultimately going to be the difference maker down the stretch in the second game?
Jack Munro. Can Jack Munro come out and score some points for him and Will Howells? Because again, when Lange and Manthou focused on him early in game one, they took the lead. Then they went to Will Howells. Chad and I during the break were like, we didn't understand why, and that put him in a hole. But now Jack Munro, the last 2 points, he's been the aggressor, and he's been the one that's gotten those two.
So is it more about how Munro asserts himself, or is it more about how Lange and Manthou play him?
It's more about how Munro settles into it. It almost looks like early on in both game one and game two, just a little jumpy, trying to kind of bump a ball back rather than a counter. Now he's countering well. He's using the speed ups, and we saw that in the middle of game two, and I think that's why Lange and Manthou decided to go at Howells. Oh, just catches.
Howells turns and looks at Manthou and goes, really? Because they had one like that in game number 1-2 off the paddle of Eric Lange.
Let's not also forget the game point was a net court dribble.
Ooh. A little miss hit right there.
Howells looks down at his paddle and is like,
what are you doing?
Did you forget to grab the ball there for a second?
It was a good timeout taken by Lange and Manthou. They get back-to-back stops to get back on serve.
So, yeah.
Those of you at home, if you haven't noticed in the last 2 points, Jack Munro is ambidextrous, can play left and right-handed. Actually starts with his right hand.
I think you missed an I in the middle of that word as Munro gets caught a little bit on the left hip.
There is.
I know it's hard for you.
It's in there.
Just slid right over it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the ball slid off of Munro's paddle. There you go. Tying it all together.
There are lots of letters when I speak that just get slid over, okay?
Slid out.
Side out. 3-point lead for the 2 seeds here in game number 2, trying to force a decisive game number 3 in our men's doubles gold medal match here in Fort Lauderdale. Oh, grip it and rip it, Eric Lange.
Looked like the ball rolled up Munro's arm, but Lange was like, I'm not going to take any chances here and say he hit that with his arm.
Oh, what a reach there from Munro.
Perfectly.
And in the middle of that point there too, Manthou thought about speeding the ball up a couple of times. Munro almost goes to one knee. Oh, he just catches the very end of the paddle there.
Should Munro have sped, or should Manthou have sped the ball up at any of those opportunities?
Well, and that's why he did it, is because Munro was sitting ready to block it or counter.
Well, and there's that big forehand from Jack Munro when he comes in and rolls that over. And again, he hides it so well. Great job from Jack Munro to step in the middle and be aggressive.
6-7-2.
You just gave him praise. Just gave him praise on that forehand right there. But the difference on that one, though, is Munro's standing straight up. So as soon as he's standing straight up, very easy to take the paddle back behind the body. Can't have that.
Second serve coming.
7-6-2.
Oh,
the hands are so fast. I know. I move with it. I know exactly what you're pointing at me for.
Chad and I laughing at Dorian. Dorian jumped on that ball that Will Howells hit.
8-6-2.
The ball died and then died off the edge guard there of Munro.
If you were Manthou and Lange, you'll take it any way you can get it. 2 points away from forcing a game 3.
9-6-2.
Munro getting caught towards the middle. Lange and Manthou working a game point up 10-6, and these two are very familiar with one another. Lange and Manthou squaring off in 2024 against Will Howells back in Newport Beach.
Championship Sunday, Will Howells and Patrick Kafka taking on Manthou and Lange.
This is their second tournament as a team. Took a bronze back in Miami.
And he did right on cue. Lange with the finish. Dyson with precision, pointing that ball every which way. Game point opportunity here for Lange and Manthou. And they get it done. Eric Lange and Max Manthou, they were the ones who controlled it here in game number 1.
Oh, everybody up.
Point for Lange and Manthou.
They can win their first APP Tour gold medal.
It's over. It's over.
Good reset from Howells.
Point game. Match. 11-9. Manthou.
Their first gold medal.
Newport Beach in July, the first gold medal for Lange and Manthou as a doubles duo, and that was the tipping point because they won 3 of the last 4 gold medals in men's doubles to close out the season. A pair in Newport, one in July, one in October, and then in Dallas as well.
Oh. Oh, that was not going in.
Manthou and Lange take game number 2, rubber game, coming up here in our men's doubles gold medal match.
If we look to determine our men's first.
Typical insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market. Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same. That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing? Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
The APP is sponsored by Less, official on-court apparel of the APP Tour. PickleballSuperstore.com, official online retailer of the APP Tour. And USA Pickleball, official sanctioning body of the APP Tour.
Game 1 going the way of Will Howells and Jack Munro. They made adjustments, and again, I think it was more of Jack Munro staying steady and then Will Howells getting involved, put them over the edge in game number 1. They get that let cord winner. They take game number 1, 11-8.
Yeah, and then in game number 2, Lange and Manthou came out aggressive, got that early lead, but didn't slow down in this one. Kept aggressive, good speed ups there from Manthou. Lange able to step in and apply pressure as well. In game 3, it's going to be a test of who can make the adjustments.
1 game to 11 to decide our men's doubles gold medal. Crowd filling in here on championship court at the fort at the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open. The top seed Will Howells and Jack Munro taking on the 2 seed in Eric Lange and Max Manthou.
Oh, so I was just pointing. The wind is going. It's swirling even worse now here to start game number 3.
First point going the way of the top seeds is a gusty afternoon in Fort Lauderdale has played a factor in multiple points today. Too much from Manthou and 2 quick points for Howell and Munro.
Well, yeah, again, Manthou getting too big on that backswing. And again, stay short, stay sweet, keep that pedal out in front.
Howells and Munro coming out with a point to prove.
Well, again, right there, I like that speed up from Manthou. It was nice and short and sweet, but you had Howells and Munro just sitting dead red on it.
And fighting over a ball in the middle. Side out, but not before Howells and Munro rip off 3 points here in game number 3 to take the early lead. Put away for Lange.
Good defense there from Howells to fight off a couple of speed ups there from Manthou. But once that ball got elevated to Eric Lange,
well, I like to see him
pick that one up.
I like to see Howells do something with the second speed up. He blocked the first one. Okay, now you got it timed up. Now you got to do something with that second one instead of just trying to baby that one.
What something would you have liked to see Howells do?
He's got to counter it. He can't just sit on it and block it. He's got to counter that next one after he's timed up the first.
Lange stepping in, but sends it long. Second server coming.
Well, the only issue I have there with Lange on that backhand is he just stabs at it. If he is going to come across there and try to be aggressive on the backhand, going to move the feet.
Good idea from Lange, but couldn't dot the I.
3-1-1.
Lange trying to get the pickup, finds the tape.
Again, the movement of Jack Munro and the positioning that he's getting down into, it's scaring off Manthou on taking those speed up chances down the line.
Good hands there from Eric Lange on his initial speed up, and I'm laughing, Chad, because I was thinking the same thing. Watching that point before, Jack Munro getting into a squatted, almost scorpion position, ready for the speed up from Manthou.
Got him in the hip, did Howells, another point.
Yeah, Munro got away with one right there. Manthou was ready for that speed up. It was a little elevated, but a good job from Will Howells to take that first ball off the right hip and then readjusted, was able to be more aggressive on the second.
Yeah.
Now Manthou can't make the play. At the end change, 6-1 lead for the top seeds. Game 1 and 2 followed a familiar pattern. This one has been no holds barred. It's been Howells and Munro dictating from the start.
Well, right there, it's just a matter of that wind pulling that ball away from Manthou a little bit, trying to get that ball out of the air. I understand what he's trying to do, but doing a little too much right there, unfortunately. Now on the end change here, we'll see if sides have become a factor as far as the wind or comfortability for players, because it seems like this near side where we're on, the side that Manthou and Lange are on, is the side that the players are preferring.
And that has been the side that has won each respective game.
We see the wind continue to pick up out here as well.
A little.
Blowing left to right across the court.
See the Zimmer Biomet and rainstorm flags on edge right now.
Game 3 action. The top seed, Will Howells and Jack Munro, leading 6-1 coming out of the end change, but that sails long off the paddle of Munro. Lange and Manthou back on serve, but with work to do, trailing by 5. How did they get back in?
Just stay in that aggressive play style now. You're playing with the wind, so it's giving you a little bit more power, a little bit of leniency as far as the errors that they were making into the wind.
Munro, though, undeterred.
Yeah, watch Manthou gets off balance right there as he hits that forehand. He slides to the sideline. Munro just punches that ball right back through the middle.
Overshoots it, does Manthou. Not able to cut into the deficit. Has this game been more about what Munro and Howells have been able to do, or what Lange and Manthou aren't doing?
I think it's a combination of both, actually. I think you have Howells and Munro playing really steady right now. They're not trying to do too much, especially when a ball gets to Will Howells. He's not trying to do too much and force things. But then I also think you have Lange and Manthou not playing their game right now. They're just a little off.
Another backhand error from Manthou pushes the lead to 6. It's the largest lead for either team in this match.
Well, Manthou telegraphed that speed up, and Will Howells was all over it. No chance for Manthou with a 1-2 combo. Better fourth shot there from Manthou.
Earns the side out, but the deficit now stands at 6. Howells and Munro took the first 11-8 before Lange and Manthou took the second 11-6 to force the decider. Howells was ready and waiting.
Well, again, it's just they're on every counter right now, are Howells and Munro. When Lange and Manthou are speeding up, you're seeing right here, they're just putting the ball where they want with everyone. And it's, again, it's the short, sweet swing of both of them. You see that right there from Munro.
Well, and it's an excellent spot there from Munro as well, because Manthou's hanging back, knows that Lange is going to crash, but Munro takes it straight down the line. No way for Lange to come across on that one. Ends up pinning Manthou back at the baseline. Oh, it's over. Oh. Jack Munro.
Manthou trying to get to the scorpion right off of his left shoulder and just can't get there fast enough.
Little shovel dig there from Munro. Lightning fast hands.
Good job forcing Munro back. Second server coming.
Have to stop him here. You cannot afford to give up a point. Get them within 2 of ending this.
Do or die for Manthou and Lange. That's not going to get it done. Munro through the middle.
They're just all over the counters right now. They're expecting to speed up. They're sitting on it. And they're just countering well, keeping balls in play, forcing another ball.
9-2.
Backhand flick winner from Howells. That is patented. Will Howells. And it brings up championship point.
A timeout here from Lange and Manthou. Delaying what appears to be the inevitable.
Munro and Howells within 1 point of taking the men's doubles gold medal. They took game 1 11-8. Lange and Manthou took the second 11-6. But it has been all the top seeds here in game number 3. Runaway train 10-1.
Yeah, they're playing really well, countering really well, expecting the speed ups from both Manthou and Lange. And again, if you don't have an answer out of this timeout, change something up. It's going to be over pretty quick here.
Well, Munro and Howells are playing with such confidence right now, and we've seen Munro especially really settle in. The counters are on point. The attacks are on point.
championship point for Will Howells and Jack Munro. Big stand from Lange and Manthou.
Well, I like Munro trying to step into that one, put some pressure on. Why not at 10-1? Take your chances.
One, 10-1.
1-10-1. Oh. Lange leaving nothing to chance.
And that was a tough call there for Munro. The ball was high. There was the potential for going out, but I think it may have dropped in.
With the wind.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb is if you're unsure, you play it. Good setup with the lob. Lange has used it several times to perfection.
Not sure why Howells didn't hit that ball. I think he may have thought this ball was going to float out on this one. So he left it and drops in.
Lange and Manthou playing with nothing to lose. Back-to-back points, still trailing by 7 here in this winner-take-all Game 3 of our men's doubles gold medal match here at the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open. Just a little soft on the third from Lange.
Yeah, miss hit there from Lange. You heard it just catch the edge guard.
Ooh.
Surprised that Lange came that far over in front of the forehand of Manthou there.
Munro was waiting, and it brings up championship point number 2.
10-3-1.
Oh, Jack Munro.
Coming up big, and the top seeds are golden. Jack Munro and Will Howells capture the men's doubles gold medal in 3 games. We will talk to the champions when we return here at the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous Relaxed Fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Unsuspecting friends? Check. Epic water displacement? Big check. A work of art that's only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Oro Organic. plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at auraorganic.com.
Here's your Zimmer Biomet recovery moment of the match, Chad. It is championship point.
Well, and Munro, you want to talk about a recovery throughout the whole match. He settled in, and then the firefight right there in the hands battle. Big win. Throw it to Dorian Kraft, who's courtside.
Thanks, fellas. Jack, Will, congratulations capturing the gold medal in men's doubles here in Fort Lauderdale. Jack, I'll start with you. Your guys' counters were on point for the entire match, but especially there in game number 3. What was the key to you being able to counter those drives from Max and Eric?
Once again, trust. Like, I have my spots, he has his spots, and obviously in this humidity, we have to go with poppier paddles. So, I mean, he's upgraded, I've upgraded my XR, and that helps a lot with our counters as well.
Will, this is a new pairing for you and Jack, but you guys playing like you've been together for multiple tournaments. He talked about the confidence. What is it that gives you so much confidence in playing together?
I just know he's a great player, and every time I step on the court, I can trust all of his shots. He moves super well, and we flow well together. We have a lot of confidence in ourselves as a team. It's been great playing with him so far.
Obviously, you're taking home a gold medal, but Jack, what have you liked the most about the way that you and Will have played together throughout this tournament?
Engagement. I mean, just mentally, he keeps me engaged. There's no time. Like, he knows when to take timeouts, how to take timeouts, and how to approach the next point.
It paid off, guys. Congratulations. Will Howells, Jack Munro, your gold medalists in men's doubles here in Fort Lauderdale.
Will Howells, Jack Munro take your men's pro doubles gold medal. Chad, again, it was very methodical for them. They figured out a way after dropping game 2 to take game 3.
Yeah, well, a little bit of a slow start in game 1. Made their adjustment. Game 2 came out slow again. Showed, some flashes, but really in game 3, they were aggressive. They counted well. And a fantastic win from them. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here with more action from the Humana APP Fort Lauderdale Open.